everybody. It's zlinglemming coming at you. Gonna do a game I had today, and just kind of to delve into the protoss mentality when fighting against us heroic zerg. We got our blue hero, this guy, zlinglemming, in your upper left-hand corner on Zelnaga. Over here we got Durf, the protoss, red protoss, in the upper right-hand corner. So pretty close by air spawns. This is the regular ladder map, so all 4 spawns are active and available. And as you see, I'd go for my typical 16, 15 hatchery, and then 16 pool. Just a pretty basic economy-based move. Our Protoss player is going to be walling off his lower ramp, possibly for an early expansion. Scout up here, see no buildings with my Overlord, so I go ahead and move him down here, see what's going on, see if the Protoss player's early expanded. And basically what we wanted to get into with the Protoss mentality versus Zerg is when you think Protoss versus Zerg, what units are you looking for as a Protoss player? You're thinking roaches, zerglings, hydras, eventually, you know, maybe ultralisks or broodlords late game, but we're not going to get into the late game mentality. We're going to stick with the early game. You're going to go with roaches, zerglings, possibly hydralisks. So as Protoss player, if they're going for a mid-game push to a mid-game win, they're going to be going for Immortals, Colossi, a lot of Robotech, and some gateway units as, you know, just kind of a shield for the Colossus, because Hydralisks kind of tear apart gateway units. So if you come in Zerg who's going Hydralisk with only a gateway army, you're pretty much going to get annihilated. And we did see a couple of Zealots come in. Wasn't really a winning push move, just kind of a poking. See what was going on over here. I did have some defenses up already as we were coming up on the 6-minute mark. Was waiting for a possible 4-gate as I didn't see, we'll take a look at my cam, didn't see a Nexus over here. There was no expansion, so I was thinking of a possible 4-gate getting ready to come in. Then I came up here, saw the Robo. Definitely know that we're going to be getting Colossi, Mortals, you know, whatever, your usual. Went into a quick lair, and here's the key, into a Spire. Is a Spire going to be good and Mulus going to be good in every situation against Protoss? No. I mean, yeah, you got players that go mass playing soccer and stuff like that, and not necessarily the best to go for. But when they're going for a robotics facility, you know they're going for Immortals. They're expecting Roaches. They're expecting Zerglings. They're not... Most Protoss are not expecting Mutalisks against them because just not many Zergs do it. But it is a great strategy against Protoss. You get to this 10-minute mark, and your Spire's done, and if you timed it right, which I unfortunately didn't in this case, I was a little low on gas and whatnot. So we only have 5 mutas coming out. But 5 mutas is enough to scare somebody. At this point in the game, 10 minutes, 5 mutas coming in. It's really going to harass the Protoss and force them into something that they're not necessarily comfortable with. So we continue muta production. Normally, if I was playing a real long game, if I expected this, I definitely saw the Immortals coming. I figured they were coming out. If we take a look here, I did not see the Stargate, but it doesn't matter. Void Rays are really not going to be much of a problem for Mutalisks. Mutalisks will pick them off pretty easily. And he's forced to pull all his units back here, everything back here. There's nothing here to defend if I came in with some Zerglings, and there's no way that he's going to make it across here before I can intercept him or react with a bunch of Zerglings. Against Stalker Immortal Army, if I pump out a bunch of Zerglings, slam them into him with my Mutalisks, I'm easily defended, very easily. So he does make a push out here against me, but my Mutalisks are still just picking stuff off. He brings in a couple over here. And here he makes a little bit of a push in. Stalkers get taken out. He tries to run back with the Immortals, and the Immortals can't shoot up. The Mutalisks pick them off pretty easily, and I do get all of them before they get back. He's got some Stalkers waiting for him back here. But after losing that, push out, he's lost a lot of workers. He lost a lot of units. Mortals, very expensive. Tries to send the Immortals out to do something. It's pretty much a last-ditch effort. But at this point, I mean, once the Mutalisks hit the field, the game was pretty much over. And as you see right there, it leaves the game. There's really not much you can do. So in the protoss mentality of protoss versus zerg, and just a little side note, I did expand while the attack and harassment was going on while he was distracted. There's really no way for him to catch on these expansions. Just in case somehow he defended this, he had more stalkers than I anticipated that he would, I'd be building my economy more and be ready for a long-term game against him. And to get back to the protoss versus zerg mentality, it's got to be ready to take out roaches, or I got a 4-gate and 4-gate, and taking out roaches, or 3-gate robo, which is what he went here, 3-gate robo with a little Stargate variation. And with the Stargate variation, I mean, if I was going, had roaches for defense, Stargate would have been great. But since I went Mutalist, I was able to pick off probes. If we take a look at the workers killed, they killed 17 workers, 35 units, and only lost 21 units. So it was a very, very lucrative. If you could see the resources from units lost, he lost 5,000. I've only lost 600. Very, very cheap and easy defense for me. Mostly Zerglings that I lost. So a very good strategy versus Protoss. I'm definitely liking the Mutaplay versus Protoss lately. They just don't seem to have an answer for it at the moment. So definitely something good to go for. If you have any comments, you want to make any other strategy comments or anything, go ahead and leave comments below. Subscribe, tell your friends, get your friends to subscribe, and I'll come at you next time. This is Zergling Lemming, signing out.